back, Sacred Heart Cardinals. This is our second installment of 5 Things with Father Edward. So, Father, welcome back again.
Well, thanks so much. We had back to school this week, and it's so great to see kids roaming the halls now.
Yes, absolutely. It is very full of energy, full of excitement, and the students are eager to learn, and they've been very happy to see you around campus. So,
Well,
thank
very
you.
good. I was just out there for drop-off, so yeah, that's the goal.
All right, well, let's get right into our 5 things. First one, since we're back to school and kids love to know these things about our pastor, what was your favorite cartoon when you were a kid?
Yeah, so of course my last name is Looney, so you would just have to go with Looney Tunes, I think. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Cumberland has been wearing Looney Tunes ties yesterday and today. Today, Tuesday, is when we're doing this, but he has a Tasmanian devil on his tie. So I don't know if that's like intentional because I'm Father Looney or whatever. But another one that I really liked, kind of like the middle grade cartoon, was Hey Arnold. So that was a classic of the 90s.
Perfect, and I know they're bringing back, they're like rebooting a lot of those old cartoons. So it's exciting for me because I grew up in the 80s and I think those were the best cartoons too. All right, Father, so before you had your calling to be a priest, was there anything else as a child that you wanted to be, that you thought you were going to be?
Yeah, so this is kind of a funny, odd little story, but I wanted to be a garbage man. And so during the summer, I would like ride my bike and follow the garbage truck or the recycling truck, and they would even like have me lift up a garbage bag into the garbage truck. So that was before, now you have a machine that does it basically, but back in the day, like the guy used to ride on the back of the truck, and that's what I wanted to do. And now, you think about the priest, it's kind of like the garbage collector of sins, and then, the sins are taken away through the sacrament of reconciliation.
Awesome. Well, and both are very hardworking. Absolutely, yes, they are. I know the garbage men back in my day absolutely were.
For sure, yeah.
Yes.
And it was gross and smelly.
Yes, exactly. And what every kid enjoys,
But
right?
the best thing was like watching it compress. So like the thing would come down and like, I don't know, it was like a miracle of modern engineering or something.
Yes, and now they have, like you mentioned, those lifts that just kind of come and take everything. All right, so the next one.
3.
Yes, number 3. What was your favorite subject in school?
Yeah.
And I know the kids are going to be eager to hear this one.
Yeah, I really loved social studies, I think. So, and even to this day, I really like history. Sometimes I read or I'll listen to audiobooks. And a lot of times there'll be biographies about U.S. history or presidential history. It's one of my favorite. So I read a book, or I actually listened to it a year or two ago, but it was called Accidental Presidents. And it gave me so many like little fun facts about these vice presidents that became presidents.
Wonderful. Right, and our students as well obviously have all of the different subjects too. So maybe that's something I can mention to the middle school teachers too, that they'll want to look into. Any way for our students to make connections is always a great thing in their academics. All right, number 4. And one of the reasons why we chose to record in the church was because of these last 2 questions. And we have lots of saints surrounding us inside of our church. So, Father, is there a particular saint that inspires you or that you connect with maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, so there is a saint on my birthday. So everybody, probably has a saint on their birthday. Sometimes when we come to Mass, we'll hear like we're celebrating a certain saint on that specific day. But sometimes there's no saint, but there really are saints. We just don't think about them like on that day. Kind of they're more, maybe they're from a very small area, and so that area of the world would celebrate them, but not the universal church throughout the world. So everybody, I would say, has a birthday saint. And so mine is actually St. Damien of Molokai, May 10th. And St. Damien of Molokai, he was a Belgian that came over to the United States, and he went to Molokai. And Molokai was this island in Hawaii where the lepers, so people that had a very contagious disease, they just sent them back in the day to an island, kind of separating them from the rest of the world. And St. Damien of Molokai volunteered. He raised his hand and said, I will go. They need the Mass. They need the sacraments. And he lived his life there, and he ended up getting leprosy because it's so contagious, and he died serving the people. So I really like my birthday saint, and I like his story, and he's a priest, and it all is very inspiring to me.
Beautiful. And our students study saints, so maybe again, that's another way we can help make a connection with our students and with you and some of your favorite things. All right, so our fifth and final question has to do with our beautiful church. So, Father, what is one thing that you really love about Sacred Heart Church?
Yeah, well, it's a very beautiful church, and lots of people who see pictures online that I post say that very same thing. Of course, you look at our sanctuary here, it's very beautiful, and I know that it was done 9 years ago. So, but one of the things I really like is when I walk in from the side here where the baptismal font is right away I see this stained glass window of Mother Cabrini. And Mother Cabrini is an individual whose story I kind of just knew her name. I didn't know much about her, but a good friend of mine said, you have to go to this shrine in Chicago, and you should really interview the nun who's in charge of the shrine and for your podcast and whatnot. And so I did, and I went down to Chicago, saw the place, and I was just really captured by her story. I really loved the shrine there. It was very quaint, it was just a place where I wanted to pray and I wanted to stay. So just seeing that window of Mother Cabrini is always a reminder to me that I want to learn more about her. I have a book, a biography about her, so I want to read that. And then there's also a movie coming out, which Angel Studios, who does The Chosen and a few other films, they also did The Sound of Freedom. They're doing a movie, a feature on Mother Cabrini next year, so I'm very much wanting to learn more so I can better appreciate that movie when it comes out and help with promotion of it. So I really love the Mother Cabrini window, but all of our stained glass windows too are kind of unique. Some of them are out of the ordinary people you wouldn't expect at a church here in Shawano, Wisconsin. Of course, though, St. Kateri Tekakwitha, she's one we would expect. We have Camp Tech down the road, kind of the native population here, so that kind of makes sense too. So the stained glass window is very special, very unique. I love the Mother Cabrini one.
And make sure that you stop into our parish too, because it is so beautiful in here. And you're welcome to come in and just spend some time with Jesus. Maybe even do your own research on some of the stained glass windows in here and help connect with those individuals that are showcased on them. Father, we thank you again for your time with these 5 things. If you have things that you would like to know about Father, please leave those in the comments. We are also prompting our students to see what some of them would like to know about Father Edward as well. So, Father, thank you again for these 5 things.
5 things, and we'll be back with you next week.